Hi everyone, Mr. N. We're back, Unit 2.07, the distributive property and whatever spins around it, right? We talked about in class distributive property allows you to multiply a number and the sum or a number and the difference to find easier ways to do it faster, to be able to apply it into any math class or math problem in the future, right? What is the distributive property saying for any numbers a, b, and c? And you can say here that they're real numbers, right? A times b plus c in parentheses will be the same as a times b plus a times c. And if you have it backwards, b plus c in parentheses multiplied by a number a will be the same as ba plus ca. Now, obviously every one of you guys know that everything here is the same because multiplication is commutative. So switching places in the product, saying BA or AB is quite the same. Okay, same story with the difference of two numbers. A times parenthesis B minus C, close the parenthesis, will be the same as A times B minus A times C. What you see here, you take that A and you multiply it to everything inside the parenthesis. If you write it backwards, still the same because multiplication is commutative. Okay. Now, quick review, when you say coefficient, right, of each term, well, each term is each one of these numbers, right? Every one of them will be called a term if you add or subtract. Be careful, right? Only when you add and subtract, because if you multiply them, they will be called factors. Terms in the first list, number one, right? Coefficient will be the number that stays or stands by your variable, by your letter. And in this case, you will have 3 for this term. It will be 3 for the second one, right? It will be 5 for the other one. Simple like that. Just the number that's by the variable. How about the next string, the next 4? What you notice here, the coefficient will be a 2. And the next one, the coefficient will be a 10. This one has a 12. How about this one? Some of you will say 0, right? But you guys will be wrong because I have mn squared, which implies a coefficient of 1. Okay, so that's a tricky one. Be careful. If there is no number in front of your variable, 1 will be its coefficient. Good with that. If you don't understand, just pause it, rewind it, go back and see how we did it. Use the distributive property to find each product. Okay, and some of you will say, what should I do here? Why do I have to use that? Well, sometimes, if you write one of your numbers as a sum, you can perform the multiplication easier, right? So I'm looking at 315 and I'm trying to write my 315 as the sum of two numbers or as the difference of two numbers, okay, if you like it, and then have that sum multiplied by 4. So as you can see in this case, I'm writing my 315 as 300 plus 15. Why am I doing that? Because now, using the distributive property, I can multiply each number inside the parentheses by the number that's outside, 4 in this case. So I'll have 4 times 300 plus, I'll multiply 4 by the second number, 4 times 15. And as you guys see in here, these are easy multiplication, easy to solve multiplication, because I know 4 times 300 is basically 4 times 3, just adding 2 zeros to it. That would be 12, followed by 2 zeros, and 4 times 15, that's an easy one. Think about minutes, right? If you take 15 minutes 4 times, you get actually what? 1 hour, which is 60 minutes. Make sense? To add these two numbers, easy, would be 1260. Don't believe me, you can start them up and add them like that. 0, 6, 2, 1. Alright, so this is one way in which you can use the distributive property in order to multiply two numbers. Obviously, many of you will be able to multiply 4 times 315 right away. However, we need to do practice with the distributive property, and this is how you can do it. Same story here. Think about how can you write that 24 as a sum or a difference of two numbers. So I can write that as 3 times 20 plus 4, or I can write it as 3 times 30 minus 6, right? Whichever way pleases you, or whichever way is easier for you. And now distributive property asks you to multiply 3 times every number inside the parentheses. So it will be 3 times 20 plus 3 times 4. Okay, what is that? Well, 3 times 20. You have to follow order of operations here. You see, we're carrying the rules of order of operations all the way throughout our algebra class. 3 times 20 will be 60. 3 times 4 will be 12. The answer is 72. Okay, in the next one, we're going with difference, right? 3 times 30 would be 90, right? Multiplying 3 times 30, and then 3 times 6, but make sure that you're keeping the sign that's inside the parentheses. In this case, we have a difference of 30 and 6, right? So it'll be minus 3 times 6, which is 18, equals, well, if you subtract, you better get 72. And this is problem number 4, solved in 2 different ways using the distributive property. Okay, let's try another one. Looks like we got the same problem here. Okay, simplifying expressions. This should be the easiest part for you. You're looking for like terms. If you remember from class, like terms would be terms having the same variable or variables, making sure that your variables will have the same powers, right? Problem number 7. 7b plus 3b. 7 bananas plus 3 bananas will give you full belly, some would say, right? 10b. Good. Next one. I have to use the distributive property here, or multiply by everything inside this parenthesis will be what? 4 times 5 AC. You multiply 4 times 5, that gives you 20 AC minus 4 times 7, 28. Is there anything else we can do with this? Well, AC and 28 do not combine. I'm gonna leave it like that. Next problem. I'm looking for like terms. I got C and B, right? So 21C plus 18C will give me 39C candies, let's say. Then I have 31B minus 3B will give me 28B, right? And this is the answer here. Our number 10. 10x squared minus 6x cubed. As you can see, they're different, right? Your x has a different power. Not much I can do about it. This is it. This expression is in its simplest form. Moving on, problem number 11. 10xy minus 4 times xy plus xy. Well, let's start with the parentheses, right? Because we need to follow pandas. Even when you simplify algebraic expression, well, xy plus xy gives me 2xy. Okay, so if you want your expression, that would be 10xy minus 4 times 2xy. No more parentheses, no more exponents, multiplication. Do that first. Your expression is now 10xy minus 4 times 2 is 8xy. Well, xy, xy, they are like terms. 10 minus 8 will be 2. 2 what? 2xy. And this is the answer to this problem. Next one, number 12, right? Well, same order of operations, PEMDAS, parentheses first. Can we do that? Is there any way to simplify? I don't think so, right? Because we have 0.8 plus 7y. Nothing could be done. No exponents. Let's multiply. Distributive property 0.2 times 0.8 gives you what? How do you multiply two decimals? What is the rule? You multiply 2 by 8, that gives you 16, and then you count how many numbers you have over the decimal. 1, 2, which means you should have 2 digits right over the decimal point. The answer here would be 0.16. 0.2 times 7 will be what? You multiply the numbers, 2 times 7 gives you 14, right? Make sure you have the same number of digits over the decimal. 1 will be 1.4, don't forget about the y. And obviously it was plus, right? And plus 0.36y. You're not done here because you need to combine your like terms, right? Like terms. 1.4y plus 0.36y. You need to add them, right? So your expression would be the first free term stays the same, 0.16 plus. Now to add 1.4 plus 0.36, please be careful the way you line up your decimal points, right? And now 1.4 is actually 1.4. If you want, you can add as many zeros as you please, nothing changes. Right to left, adding up, 0 plus 6, 6, 3 plus 4, 7, bring down your decimal point, 1 plus 0, 1. Okay? That would be 1.76. Don't forget our friend here, y, or yo-yo if you want, and this is it, right? Let's try a few more. There's none here, but let me write one from your book. Combine like terms, and you have, this is problem number 19, page 59. Okay, problem says today is 19. 8x plus 2y cubed plus 9a plus 12x, and it's asking you to combine the like terms and simplify the expression. Well, let's see what we have. 8x. I'm looking for any other term that has x at the same power, and I have 12x. Well, 8 plus 12 will be 20x. Good. 2y cubed. Is there any other one? Any other y cubed in here? No, there's none. Well, nothing changes. 2y cubed. 9a. Is there any other 9a or a? No. Plus 9a. And this is it. We simplified it. We are done. Okay? Alright, I hope this helps. We will do more problems in class today. I hope everybody is getting it. You guys are great. Let's go for it. Thank you.